Meantime, the war between Russia and Ukraine is about to enter a new phase. That's according to British intelligence officials as Russia starts a new offensive against two eastern Ukrainian cities. Alex Hogan has the very latest from Kyiv. Alex?
Hi, Aisha. Both Russia and Ukraine pointing blame at each other again today, this time for the latest attack taking place at a nuclear power plant outside of Zaporizhzhia near the highly contested Donbass region. This is the largest power plant in all of Europe. It was taken over by Russian forces earlier in the war, and now rockets have damaged a nitrogen oxygen unit and a high voltage power line at the nuclear power plant. This is according to Ukrainian officials, but there has been no radiation leak.
The city, as well as the nuclear power plant, is built on sand. Even any small explosions could lead to sand moving. We have dunes in our city that are moving constantly.
Moving further west in the country, the southern city of Mykolaiv is under intense attacks, and at least one person has been killed there today, according to Ukrainian officials. The government has ordered a lockdown for the weekend. Ukrainian residents were told to stock up on enough food for the entire weekend and stay inside as law enforcement there are searching the city for Russian operatives.
Law enforcement is working to find them. Only last week they arrested 4 people, and there are more at work.
The conversation about spies is far from uncommon. This week I met with the presidential office here in Kyiv, and they told me that they found Russian operatives and people working for the Russians who had specifically moved into apartments right next to the presidential palace just 6 months before the war broke out. So these conversations about people working with Russians living in Ukraine is far from uncommon. Aisha.
Alex, I know in just the last couple of months of just following this war, the battlefield constantly changes. Where do you find that the Russians are now really focusing in on?
Well, we've seen some changes just in the last couple days. The fighting has really intensified as in Mykolaiv, as I mentioned, which is on the southern part of the country. But when we're looking specifically at the eastern part of the country, and I believe we have a map that we can show you, there is one town, Sloviansk. This is in the Donetsk region. To remind our viewers watching at home, the Donbass, the heavily contested Donbass region, is split in 2 regions, Donetsk and Luhansk. Russian forces have mainly taken over most of Luhansk. However, they are fighting for this one town, Sloviansk. That would be an important move for Russian troops to take more of this territory. Aisha?
Yeah, incredible that after all these months, they still haven't quite taken it. All right. Thank you, Alex Hogan.